Good afternoon, everybody. Oh, what's this? Skip the ads. We don't want any adverts. Thank you very much. So good afternoon, everybody. I give you all a second to get logged in while I just sort my cameras out. We are live on Facebook and on YouTube. Whoop, whoop. Marvellous. Hi, June. Did it work, June? Hi, Jan. Hi, Julie. Hi, Jackie. Hi, Hope. 8 AM. She's ready for Phill. Hi, Judy. It feels like it's ages since we had a Facebook Live. Hi, Lynn. So I'm just going to give everybody a minute to get logged in. And while I'm waiting, I'm going to just get my acrylic paints ready so that I've got everything ready to go. There's quite a bit, surprise, there's quite a bit to do today. Hi, Sylvia. So I'm just going to wait a minute until everybody gets here. I know it's unusual. I've not done one for a few weeks, have I? Shame on me. Oh, that's brilliant. At least we know it works. That's brilliant. I didn't even know you could post. And hi, Caroline. I didn't even know you could post a link. So you learn something every week. Hi, Di. Right, I'm going to take this off so you can see what I've got ready already. Hi, Lee. There's quite a bit to do, and I've got loads to do today. Surprise. Loads to do. Hi, Jackie. It's the weekend, and you know this is the busy time of year for us, with designing and deadlines and what have you. I've got quite a lot done the last few weeks. I can't wait for you to see everything next year. Everything that I've got planned for next year is so exciting. There are a couple of things as well that I have never done before, and I'm so excited. I know it's naughty to keep saying that because I can't show you yet, but it will be worth it. I promise you it will be worth it. So good afternoon to everybody I've not spoken to. Oh, thanks, Pam. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Linda. Judy's everywhere. Judy's everywhere. That's one of my ears, I think. Right, I'm not going to get started until there's a few more people here, so I'll hang fire just a second. Yeah, it is a good idea, June, and at least we know it works as well. So while we're waiting for people to get logged in on Facebook, A, I'm going to get her a drink because it'll probably be the last time I get one that's hot. And B, I want to just talk to you about the how-to videos I've been doing on YouTube. So I've quite enjoyed doing these how-to videos. There are only 2 at the minute, and I've got 2 more. I've done one, which will go out next week, and then I've got another one prepped that will go out maybe the week after or the end of next week. But what I was thinking was for you to tell me anything that you fancy me doing. So if there's anything you want me to do on the how-to videos, any techniques or anything, just send me a message, drop me a line on the actually do it in the Facebook group, and then I know I won't miss it. These are absolutely my favourites. Do you know what, Di? Everything's my favourite. Hi, David. Everything's my favourite until I do the next new thing, and then that's my favourite. They're all my favourites. It's because I design them myself, darling, so I know that they're perfect, or as good as I can get them. Yes, so going back to the how-to videos, I want you to just leave me a message in the Facebook group if there's anything, any techniques or anything you particularly want me to have a go at. Hope. What a cracking idea. My own paper towels, Hope saying on YouTube. Hope, I am going to make you very, 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 very happy in February. That's all I can tell you, Hope, at the moment. but I'm going to make you very happy in February, hope. Yeah, the how-to videos, I quite like doing them as well, Di, because I focus more on the technique than I do on the actual card. They are still a fair bit of work because I still make a card, but I wanted to do the techniques and then show you how they work in situ in a card. So that's really what I wanted to do that for. But give me some ideas. Lucky Hope. Right, so I'm going to get started and then people can just drop in. Oh, thank you, Pam. I'm back now. We've got another couple of weeks before I have a break for Christmas. But we've got our workshop, don't forget. We've got our workshop. Our online workshop is the 28th of December. And I'm just going to see if I don't know how to do it now. I've lost it. Yeah, here we are. Online workshops with Phill. Oh, I've clicked the wrong link. I'm just going to post the link for the online workshops because you can do these wherever you are in the world. It doesn't matter where you are. So I'm just going to post the links for you and get yourself logged in for the online workshop if you haven't already. I'm finishing the oh, hang on, I'm clicking the wrong links. Clicking the wrong buttons. Surprise, surprise. There we go. Online workshops. How to make money to pay for your sentimentally yours projects. Hi, Jean. Yeah, what a cracking idea. Yeah, next year is going to be very exciting. Right, so I've yacked on for long enough. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Julie. Hubby's birthday's the 1st of Feb. No, it won't be then, but it will be February time. But I can't tell you any more just yet. I promise you I will tell you as soon as I absolutely can. Right, so let's get cracking on this card. So it's not a quick one, or it might be quicker than we think, but it's certainly not a small one. So I've got all my layers and everything cut out. You can see where I'm going with the layout for this. And I'm going to show you these papers before I start. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I messaged Karen at the shop when I was getting ready for the live demo, because I didn't think we'd got any of these Damask papers left because they're from 2 years ago, I think. Hi, Sandra. So I'm going to quickly show you because these papers are stunning and I won't be redoing them. And she says we've got about 10 packs of one left and about 15 of the other, but I don't know which is which we have the most of. So I'm going to flick through these Damask papers. And hi, Caroli. And I know a lot of people will have these already. A lot of people will have these already, but I'm showing you just in case you haven't, because they're stunning. And I don't know why I'm not redoing them, but I guess I've moved on to other stuff. So these are the Stately Damask papers, and there are 2 different sets. The colour palettes are beautiful, so you can see that the colour palette, they are designed to complement each other or work on their own. And I've used one of the soft grey ones here. So the paper I've got cut to size for this card is from which pack is this from? It's from this one. It's from the classic pack. So I'm just going to do a quick flick for you because these papers are just beautiful and they're very, very, very lush. The colours, look at that. The colours are, I love the honey colour. I always did love the honey. You've got the warm greys there. So I'm just going to do a quick flick because I know these won't last another month, I can tell you that now. So if you haven't got them and you fancy them, there's a link in the description. Oh, look at that. It's like wallpaper. There's a link in the description. Get them in your basket and get yourself treated. If it was me, obviously, I would be going for one of each because, you know, they're beautiful. I'll come a bit further away so you can see a bit more of the detail. Aren't these papers just stunning? And I'm trying to look at that in the grey. That's just beautiful. How gorgeous is that? So the classic pack is the one that I've used for today's demo. I can't stop looking at them because they're just absolutely beautiful. So I'm showing you that now, just so you've got them, just so you've seen them and you know what I'm using, and you know they're not going to last much longer because they have nearly all gone. 10 of one and 15 of the other. I did think that Caroline, I have Caroline's just asking me on YouTube whether I should do a USB with retired papers. Hi Anne, hi Gwen, and I have looked at USBs. I'll maybe give it some more thought once I've got caught up with the jobs for that they need doing before the end of December. Right, let's get cracking. So you can see there's quite a bit to do on this card. I haven't glittered anything, I haven't coloured anything. We're going to do it all live. So let me just put these in the sides that they're meant to be. So these two don't belong there. That belongs on this side. These all belong on that side. And we're going to do the flowers first. So let me just show you what I've got here. So I've done this as a massive 10 by 8 card, just because I can. You obviously don't need to. Yeah, it is classy for Shabby Chic, Jean, thank you. You obviously don't need to do a big 10 by 8 card. You could do this as a 6 by 6, a 7 by 5, whatever you want. And I just love these. Look at that. They're just classy. Really beautiful papers. So I've got 10 by 8. I've got another layer that's smaller. And another layer that's smaller. And another layer that's smaller. Then the paper. And then I've got 3 panels for the top. So when I was getting ready for this demo and I was prepping it, I was going to use the bordered eyes, and then I thought, no, I'm not. We're going to tear these and make them slightly different. So these 3 panels I've got for the top, they just get smaller. And when you do the paper one, I've done it the same width, which I think is 9 or 10. Yeah, it's 9 centimeters wide, and it's the height of the paper. And these are going to be torn, so I'm going to do that first. Just so that, in fact, I'm going to do this one first. So I've just got plain white card. So the pink is going to be introduced with the paint. If I'm honest with you, when I was cutting my matting and layering, I did do a pink layer, and then I'm a little bit fussy, as you know, with colours. So I changed it and I went back to white, and I'm going to introduce the pink with the paints. So we're just going to have flashes of pink. So I'm tearing this, and if you tear it towards you, that's when you get that lovely frayed edge, which is what I'm looking for. So I've done this middle piece first because the paper needs to be smaller. So you've got that lovely frayed edge, and then I'm going to turn it round and do the same on the other side. So tear it towards you. You can control it a little bit. And tearing is just one of those techniques. It comes and goes with the wind, but it always looks lovely, particularly when you've got nice papers. So I've got a torn edge on both sides now. June's over here now. Digital version, yeah. I don't know whether you can remember, but I did actually do some digital papers years ago. In fact, I've probably still got them on my computer. I'll have a look, see if I can dig them out. I promise you I will look into doing a USB with retired papers on. The problem is it'd need to be a massive gigabyte USB, because my papers are massive files. Right, so I'm going to do the paper now, so I need to make sure it's smaller. So I'll just do one side. Oh, That's just so lovely. Look how pretty it looks when you tear the paper. And now I can just put that next to it and see how far in I need to come on the other side. So I'm just guiding it a little bit, only a little bit, and let's see how that looks. That's beautiful. That's just so beautiful. And now I need to, you could actually reuse these parts. I'm not, but you could. We could do that, look. But I'm not, they're going in the bin. They're going in the bin. And then I'm going to tear this piece of card as well. And I need to come quite close to the edge with this one. Just to make sure I have a bigger gap. Hi Aisha, you can't really do this wrong. Anybody can do this. And it doesn't matter if it goes wibbly wobbly. Just so you know, by the way, I've got my craft room door open. Because I'm waiting for a delivery that should have come 2 days ago. So I can hear the door knock. Hopefully it'll come today. Right, so we've now created the centre panel for this card. And we've gone white on white. And then the paper on top. And already, look, that looks quite pretty. And that's before I've got any glitter or anything on it. So I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to pop these to one side. And then we're going to come to the flowers. Because the flowers are what are going to take the longest time to do. So I've put them in sections so I don't get them mixed up. And I've got one of the stamens from Sensational Stamens number 2, which are here somewhere. Sensational Stamens number 2. And I did forget to put a link for these, I apologise, but you'll find them on the website. Just go on the website and put stamens and you'll see the 2 different stamens sets. And what we're going to do is we're going to colour these with grey, and I'm using Hickory Smoke for this. And I've chosen Hickory Smoke because greys, you've heard the jokes about 50 Shades of Grey. Well, there are probably more than 50 Shades of Grey, if truth be known. Yeah, so, and the Hickory Smoke is a bit of a cooler grey than the papers. The papers are a bit warmer, but when you water them down, they'll be fine. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop some ink on my mat, spritz it with water. We've done this 100 times, and dip the flowers in. I've got my inky box at the side. And as soon as you add water, can you see, look, as soon as you add water to the Hickory Smoke, it actually looks a bit warmer. So it actually changes the tone a bit. So I'm doing all the flowers. In one section at a time. I'm not covering it, so they don't need to be covered. And I'm only doing one section at a time just so I don't get mixed up with what goes where. So we want some white space in there. I'm just going to do that petal again. That's better. And this one. Oops. So that's about as much as I've got on there, look. The light's shining a little bit, but you get the gist. And these are going in my inky box now. And these are going on the left side of my box. So I know who they belong to. And then I'll repeat that process. Let me just do these 2 little extras here. This is one of the reasons why I love the Distress Oxides, because they the colours can just be changed so much with different products. And then I'm going to repeat that. Just get my kitchen. Oops. Oops, I've just dropped something off my other desk. So start again, rather than putting the ink in the water. Oh, Annette, what a shame. Hi, Janice, not to worry. Right, so we're going to repeat that process. So when you talk about shabby chic and vintage and all that, it's really open to interpretation. You can do whatever you want, and I like one or two colours on a card, unless I'm doing something particularly bright. And shabby chic is not any colour. It just, for me, I like lots of white with it, which is why I didn't use the pink card. The pink is going to be introduced with the paints, and we're just going to have splats and flashes of pink. I'm keeping the stamens white, keeping the leaves white. And one more. I think there's a couple of flowers missing. I think there's only 62. Oh, here they are. I knew there were only 62 and there should be 65. So these three are for the flower tower at the end. So we're going to leave these to dry now while we get on with other jobs. I'm not going to flick the paint on just yet. I'm going to let this settle for a bit because I don't want my metallic paint to bleed into the ink. So just let that settle for a while. And I'll show you how I've arranged them. It's just keeping the two sides separate, that's all. So I'll just wipe that up. And I'll show you. Because already, look, where that started to dry, it's much softer. It's much softer, look, when it starts to dry. And it actually tones really, really well with the papers. Okay, so that belongs to this side, that belongs to this side. We're now going to come to the grey board. So this is one of the grey board frames. And I'm going to paint this, and I haven't decided yet whether to do it silver. In fact, I am. Let's do it silver. Let's do it silver. So this is literally just going to be stippled with metallic paint. And I'm stippling rather than brushing it on, just so that we get a little bit of texture. Oh, the camera's frozen. I'll just wait for it to catch up. That must be a bad signal today. Sat in the cafe in York watching me. Oh, bless you. I was in York last weekend, Sue. We saw Rose. Yeah. Right, that's that dealt with. Oops, forgot something. Let's get detention. So I'm using the, this is one of the frames from the A5 grey board sets. So I'm not sure what's happening because my picture has frozen on Facebook. I'm just going to refresh my page. Bear with me 1 second. I guess the weather is affecting it. Here we go. I'm back. Yep, so this is one of the frames from the greyboard, the A5 greyboard sets, and I'm going to paint this with the metallic paint. And I'm doing this with the silver. So the silver obviously is going to work really nicely with the grey tones. Yeah, absolutely, Caroline. Caroline's saying on YouTube it's almost a lavender hue to the hickory smoke once it's been wet and dried a bit. And yeah, you're absolutely right. It does look a little bit like a pale lavender, like a pale blueberry colour. Right, so let's just get this painted. And as ever, I'm going from the lid. So I'm just going to take some paint and, yep, so I'm stippling. I mean, you can see the colour. You can see all the mica in there. I'm stippling rather than brushing this on. Because I just want to give it a lovely silvery hue. I'll bring it in and show you in a second. I'm just working my way around. So stippling is quite nice if you want to add texture. So if you want to add texture, for example, and you put the paint on heavier, let me try and do a bit just to show you. So here, look, if I show you that bit I've just put on, so I don't know what's happened to Facebook, because it just seems to have frozen. So bear with me a second, everybody. I'm just trying it from a different page. YouTube seems okay. Yep, YouTube is fine. It's Facebook that's acting dodgy. I'm not having much luck with the videos today. Yep, YouTube is okay. Facebook isn't. So apologies everybody, I don't know what's happened there. It must be something to do with Facebook. I'm just trying to get Facebook back on. If you can't get on Facebook, just click the YouTube link because it's working over there. Find love in your city. Let's just report that. And let's report this one as well. Oh dear, you just can't win, can you? And let's report this last one. We don't want any sexy friends, thank you very much. Not at this time of year. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Facebook. It's oh, I think it's back on now, Pam. I think it's back on now, Pam, on Facebook. I'm holding this, hoping it doesn't dry too soon. So for everybody on Facebook struggling to get on, just click the YouTube link and see if you can get on the YouTube link. I don't know what's happening to Facebook. Was it Kay? Kay's saying on YouTube that Facebook was playing up the other day for people. And it is for me today as well. Oh dear. Panic not. Panic not. I'm going to wait until we get this fixed. And now YouTube's gone. Oh, we're not having much luck, are we, today? Thanks, Caroline. So the YouTubers have failed. Apologies, everybody. I don't know what's happening. It's not my Wi-Fi, because my Wi-Fi is working fine. So I don't know what's going on. Let's try again. Right, so YouTube is back. So you can still hear me on YouTube. Facebook is fine when you just logged in. Maybe come out and come back in again. It's very frustrating. Right, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to carry on. So let me just show you the paint that I was just talking about. You can see it's already starting to dry. So in this section here where I've put it on really quite thick, yeah, if I left it like that, it would dry like that. Obviously I don't need it that thick, but it's a choice, it's an option, so it's good. It's good for you to have a paint that allows you to do that, so you can add texture with it as well as just painting, which I think is really rather fabulous. Look, I have 2 weeks off from Facebook lives, and then it decides to have a hissy fit. Right, I'll bring this in and show you in a second, because it looks lovely. And I've just put too much paint on my brush, so I'm just going to go back round and use it up. Oops. And this will be dry in seconds. It dries really quick, unless you put it on extra thick. So just pop that there for now. Pop the lid on. So that was the silver paint. Right, oh, marvellous. We're back on both places now. I wonder what that was. That was very strange. Very strange. Apologies, everybody. I really can't tell you what happened there. Clearly Facebook and YouTube having issues. So let's just show you how lovely that looks. That's just with one layer of paint as well, look. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm just going to let that dry for a second. And while we wait for that to dry, just put that on there. We're going to come back to the paper. So the large bit of paper, so the actual layer, I'm going to shabby around the edges. just going to shabby it around the edges using my scissors. Hold your finger on the message, should come on. Both are working fine. So that's, well, Jan's saying on YouTube that both are working fine for her. So I'm just going to carry on and hope that you can see what I'm doing, because I can't, my screen for Facebook in front of me is blank. But I'm going to carry on. Right, so I'm not doing this as much as I normally do. I'm just literally doing a bit on the edge. So I don't want this as rough as we did on the Christmas card a few weeks ago. I just want a little bit of texture. Just a little bit of texture on this. Doesn't matter about the rip. I'll put a few more in. So you can do this as much or as little as you like. I like the texture it gives you. So my Facebook screen is completely blank. So I'm going to ignore it and just hope that you can see me. Oh, you can see me now. So I can't see your comments. Let me just try again. Let's just try that again. No, it's not working when I do that. Let's try it that way. Coffee and shortbread for him he is a good husband. June missed the beginning. Hi June. First time here, hope everyone is well and keep you warm. Ah. Oops. Yeah, you'll be able to watch. In fact, I probably would watch it back from the beginning because Facebook's been acting up. Hope on YouTube has just put her husband sleeping now. That's a good husband too. Bless him. So I'm just roughing up the edges of this. Not worrying about the tears because I'm going to fold them back and make them into a feature. So it's just a little bit of texture on this, just so it stands out against the flatness of the card. So up to now we've added 2 or 3 different layers of texture. Oh, well that didn't go according to plan, Phil. That's just fell all over me. And now we've got the trellis die. So the trellis die is this one. So the trellis texture die is the one at the top, and that's what you get when you die cut that. I love the texture dies. Love, love, love them. And we're going to pop that behind. Is that dry yet? Not quite. That's going to go behind there. Let's just put some of these layers together first, because we can start to layer this. So these, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 layers on this card. So this one is getting stuck to it flat, and I know it seems a little bit, oh, thank you, June. I know it seems a little bit frivolous just doing layers like this. And you obviously, if you want to have a go at this card, you don't have to do so many layers. It's not so bad for me because I'll just get my card from the shop and I don't pay for it. But I like the layers from the cards. Here we go. So these two are just going flat. And for some bizarre reason, when I was prepping this card, I prepped it in inches rather than centimeters. So I know that the card size itself is 10 by 8, and these are quarter inch increments. Right, so we are live on Facebook, but apologies everybody. I can't see your comments. Let me see if I can see them on my app. So when I try to enlarge the video on Facebook, that's when it crashes. So I'm just leaving it as it is. Right, so I can now. I can see Dime Caroli. So I can't see the comments on my computer in front of me there, but I can see them on my iPad, which is to the left. So at least I can see what you're saying now. And it's just caught up with you all. Jean prefers inches because she's ancient. So these two pieces are going onto the card on foam tape. So remember my tip for you when you're putting lots of layers on your card, especially if this is something I do quite a lot. So these two pieces here are going to stick on the card, my card blank effectively. So never use glue on the layer that's going straight onto your card blank, because that's what makes them buckle and go kinky. Here we go. And because it's a large card, well, I do this anyway. I always do my diagonals there as well. And that just gives it some stability, especially when you're working on big pieces of card. So let's get that on, and then we'll take a look at the grey board, and we will take a look at the flowers and see how everything is coming together. I didn't clean my paintbrush because I want to paint these fronds as well. So I'm just going to stand up to do this. And as always, I'm doing this horizontally because I find it easier when I'm working with big pieces of card to do this horizontally. So just make sure I've got that central. And that looks pretty marvellous to me. And that's how you stop your base card going all wobbly. It keeps it lovely and straight if you don't put glue on. Right, so two jobs to do now. Well, one first is get a drink. I can see people are still joining. Sorry I'm late. Yeah, you'll be able to watch it back. Yeah, I like that, Liz. Oh, thanks, Margaret. It is. It's 2 weeks since I did a live, because 1 week I was busy and last week I was away. So let's have a look how the flowers are doing. Oh, they look lovely. So I've just got this one here that looks wetter than the others. So I'm just going to take some of that wetness off, and we're going to add some. We're going to add some pink splats to that. It looks like it's picked up some of the green from my inky, which is fine. It's all just colour, right? Right, so we're dry now. So this piece here, this grey board embellishment frame that we've gone from grey board to silver, I'm going to put the trellis behind it. So I know that this circle, the centre part of this frame, is bigger than the actual die, which is why I opted to have my flowers at the side. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to put the glue on the back of the grey board and then stick it in position. Oops. And then trim off the excess. It's the easiest way to do this, and I love the texture dies for doing this. Love it, because we can change them completely. So let's just get this lined up. And that looks pretty good to me. So I'm just going to hold that flat for a second, just until the glue grabs. So the reason I'm doing it like this is because it will keep that lovely trellis flat. We don't want no bendy trellis. Just like that, look. Look at, he transforms these. I love this. I've been watching them while you've been MIA, Phil. Oh, bless you. Good February's Hope's birthday. Right, so now we'll snip off the excess. It's the easiest way to do this, and it is a little bit fiddly. It is a little bit fiddly, but it's not unsurmountable. So little scissors, and then just try and snip inside the frame. It's a clever way of using them. And you can obviously do this with your dies as well. So if you've got any of the big dies, the double D embossed for example, you could create yourself a frame using 2 of the dies. I think I've just pulled that off, so let me just check it. And then give it a lattice centre. And just push that back down again. Yep, it's because the glue's not quite set, I'm being impatient. So you think about all the dies you've collected over the years that you can create frames from, and then how you can transform them with these texture dies. And I can tell you, I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I can tell you that there are 2 new textures coming in February. And then there are more coming later in the year. That's quite pretty as well. But it's going in the bin. So now we've created a new embellishment. It looks really, really elegant, really classy when you pop the trellis behind it. So let's just put that out of the way. We're going to come back to our flowers now, and we're going to introduce some pink. So in the metallic paints, and I've gone for metallic rather than chalk. Well, actually, shall we change it to chalk? Do you know what? I'm going to change it to chalk. So we're going pink from the chalk paints instead. So just in case you've not seen these before, I have 2 different sorts of paints, and you can always tell which ones they are. You can always tell which ones they are because of the label. Oops, where are we? Oh, come on, Phil, get yourself together. So the chalk paints have the black band across the bottom, and the metallic paints don't. Yeah, and so we've got silver metallic on the frame, and I am going to use that again in a second. And I'm using rose tinted in the chalk paints to do splats. So I'm going to splat all these lovely flowers that are in the box. And I will use my splatter brush for this. You can see how much I've used this pink though. So I'm going to use more paint, less water. So more paint, less water will give you a stronger colour. And because this is quite a pale pink, I don't want it to become too translucent that you don't see it. So I'll just do a cup. I'll do them, and then I'll bring the box up to show you. Oh, it looks lovely already, I can tell you that much. And it's really subtle. This is a beautiful shade of pink. might have been a bit tight. Never know which one to use as you love them all. Oh, thanks, Di. There's some more coming next year. There's quite a bit. There's quite a lot of new products being added to the Flawless Media range next year. So if you've not started collecting them, I suggest you do it now. Easy for me to say. Easy for me to say. These flowers look beautiful. I'm just trying to make sure I've not missed any of the small ones. Let's just have a quick look. Oh, you're gonna love these. Just a couple at the back that I've missed. I'm not wasting any of that paint. Right, that's enough of that. So clean my mess. And I'm going to bring them in to show you because we can leave them to dry now. Oops. There we go, look. So you can, hopefully you can see that we've got grey and white flowers, and we've now got that lovely soft rose tinted pink with the splats. I think I do need to change the kitchen roll in there because the wet flowers are drawing in the ink. Which is quite funny. Right, so back to the layers for this card, because there's still quite a bit to do. Better match with the grey, yeah, absolutely it is. Do your dies cut through greyboard, please? Right, I'm just going to show you something, Annette. So, if you've got 1 or 2 millimeter greyboard, yes, the dies will cut through them unless it's a really intricate die. And I've just done a project for, remember I told you on Facebook I've just done a project that you won't see until February next year. And for that project I've used a couple of dies and I've cut through corrugated card. This is the circle textures die, look, and one of my stitched circles, and this is just waste from a box, and what it does is it pushes it down, as you can see. You just need to try it, you just need to have a go, but don't damage your dies. Right, so these are the layers that are going on the top of this card. And I've got some more of the trellis dies here that I've cut out and chopped in half lengthways. So this is the same trellis die, look, and I've just, yeah, A6, and I've just chopped it in half lengthways. And this is why I didn't use a border die, because I thought it would be nice to use the come on Phil, put your teeth in. To use the trellis die to create a border, just so that it tones in with the background, for that frame that we've got on the top. I'm just shabbying them bits that I tore into. I'm just making sure the torn bits are the right way before I do this. And then I need one more here. There we go. So it looks a little bit moth-eaten. So this is the bit that's going straight across the middle. Oh, you're not going to see that one now. I'll put one there. That's it. So this is going straight through the middle. And because I got this lovely paper, I didn't want to cover it up with a solid border. And I thought that this would be nice. So we're going to just tear the edges. So we've got a haphazard random diamond shape going on, and I'm going to tuck it underneath there. This is why I love these dark. This is why I wanted textured eyes in my stash, because it's just easy texture and pretty. And I'm being quite brutal with this. That's because I've had my breakfast. I've had my porridge. Do you know what, Di? Postman's been to our door today, and I think it's the first time I've seen a postman for about 3 weeks. So these are now just going to get stuck underneath this layer. So I'm going from the back. I'm going to put some glue on my mat. Easiest way to do this. Glue on your mat. Make sure you've got it the right way on. I don't know why I've just put my fingers in the glue. So this is the underside of that layer. I'm going to have to do it again. Obviously it's not going to go all the way down, but I can line it up, look. And then just snip off the excess. I won't do that yet. Look, giving you a new weighty, not my Weetabix. Now I don't really like Weetabix, Josephine. I go in fits and starts with them, but Scott's porridge oats every morning. So turn that round and repeat. So it's the flat edge, it's the straight edge I'm using, look. I don't know whether you've picked up on that. So the straight edge, it's easier to line up, and I know I can come in the same amount of distance on this side. So 1.5. That's about it. It's just something different to do with your textured eyes. So instead of it just being random, just tucking it in random places, we've now just made a lovely shabby edge. I'm gonna have to wash my hands in a minute. There we go. I'm just going to clean up the mess, because you know when I don't throw the mess in the bin, it gets in my way. You can do this with all of the textured eyes as well. So you can do it with the trellis, which is what I've done here. You can do it with the starry. Oh. So I'm just going to snip off the excess, and I need my big scissors for this. So where are my big scissors? Where would you be if you were Phil's big scissors? Here they are. So I'm just going to trim off. Trim off. I'm going to throw these bits in the bin, but you could save these to tuck behind your flowers. So we've now created, look, this fabulous, oh, look at that. That's just so pretty. So let's get this top layer on. I don't like it when I can't see the comments. It's driving me mad. Let me see if it's working again now. Yeah, it's a fab idea, isn't it? Margaret's just saying on YouTube she hadn't thought of that either. No, still not working. Which is a bit of a pain. Hey ho. We'll manage. I'll manage. Right, so this is going on just straight, just flat with glue. I've not inked any edges or anything, because the whole point of having these lovely torn edges is that you get to see the white underneath. And that is the bottom. There is a right way and a wrong way for the papers, but it actually looks nice. It looks nice either direction. So that's just on with glue. I'm just going to tear this bit here because it's bugging me. That's better. Don't let me faff too much. Somebody tell me off. So before I start layering this up, I'll pop this onto the card first. And no surprise, this is going on foam tape. And one of the things I was going to do today, but I can't find the pot that I created. If you've watched the video I did on YouTube, and I'm trying to remember which one it was, and I can't remember, where I used the moon dust glitter and I mixed it with the diamond dazzle, and that is what I was going to do today, but I can't find the little pot. I'll see if I can find it in a second, because diamond dazzle and moon dust are just perfect together, especially when you're working on a grey toned project. So let's just pop that onto the card, and you can see it all starting to come together. Oh, that's just so lovely. Love it. Oops. And as ever, sideways on. That's the top. That's the top that I've just torn. So I know that's the top, so I'm standing up to do this. You wouldn't be posting this card, I don't think. Look how pretty that looks, and that all that is up to now, all that is white cardstock and one sheet of the paper from the Damask papers, and it looks phenomenal. I'm just going to put another tear here. There we go. I'm happy now. I'm happy. Move away from it, Phill. Move away. So we've got one more dirty job to do. And that is the foliage. So the foliage I've chosen for this card is the succulent foliage and the floaty fronds. And I've got 4 floaty fronds. Two are for one side and 2 are for the other. And I've actually got quite a lot of the succulent foliage. But they're staying white, and I haven't glittered these. So normally, as you know, if you're watching me, it would need a big box, counting on your surprise to spend your birthday money on. I am so desperate to tell you, Hope, but I can't. I don't want to jinx anything, but February is going to be a big deal next year for us, for me and for us. Anyway, so I haven't glittered these. I've left them plain. I couldn't decide whether I wanted glitter on or not. But these floaty fronds, we're going to change them silver, which is why I didn't clean my paintbrush. And I was gonna use the embossing powder, but the silver embossing powder is a different shade of silver to the paint. So so I'm sticking to the paint, and this is one of the reasons why I love my paints. Because I've just used it on greyboard, and we're now moving on to just plain old cardstock. It's just fabulous. In fact, let me do it this way, it's quicker. So this will give these floaty fronds a lovely silvery, pearly tint, which will match with the greyboard that we've painted. So it's the exact same silver. Oh, that's just so... Let me see if I can wiggle that so you can see. I don't know whether you can see the silk. There you go. Oh, there you go. And it's super pearly. So I'm just going to do the other couple. I've not done it all the way down because I know I'm only going to use the tips of these. And again, stippling rather than brushing. And then if we get any extra texture as a result of stippling, it's a bit of a bonus. And that will only take a minute or 2 to dry, which I think is amazing. Remember, the metallic paints are... There is a link in the description for the video, and they are available individually or in sets of 5 that I've put together. So if the sets of 5 are too much all in one go, you can just collect one at a time. And remember, if you've joined the Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours Facebook group, I have put charts. I have put blank charts in there, so you can download the chart and fill it in with the colours as you collect them, a bit like Tim does with the Ranger stuff. So we've now got some lovely pearly floaty fronds. Pop them there. They'll be dry in a second. So whilst we're waiting for that, we'll move on to the sentiment. So I cut two circles here, and I've got one in the one in the elegant eyelets, and then one in the double D embossed. And I'm going to have the elegant eyelet one on top, but I didn't want the holes because it's going in the middle. It's going in the middle of here, and I didn't want the holes, so I've got the double D embossed one. It's exactly the same size. So a little tip for you for doing this. So the double D embossed obviously has those beautiful debossed lines in, but if you put the elegant eyelet one on top, you can see the line going through. Now I personally, I like that extra bit of texture showing through, but if you don't, just turn it the other way around and you don't even notice it, look, but it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same size. So I'm going to pop that over there and we're going to stamp our sentiment on there. And the sentiments I've chosen, so the sentiments I've chosen are the, you see, I've found them again now, I can't stop using them. These are the elegant brush script sentiments. So you've got the borders and you've got the mini ones, and I'm going for the mini ones. And it's going, I'm going to stick this on first actually. So still no ink, I've not inked any edges. I'm just going to put this straight onto the, straight on top. And I'm going to leave the deboss showing because I quite like it. So that does two things. Obviously it makes the circle sturdy, and it also fills in the holes. Now you could I could have done that with a grey piece of card or with a bit of the paper that was left over, but I'm going white on white. Oh my god, what's going on with all this on YouTube? That's ridiculous. We never get that. Oh, they'll be worth it. Thanks, Judy. We never get spam like that on YouTube, but we've had 2 lots today. That's very frustrating. And I'm going to stamp these in the come on Phil, in the hickory smoke, but I am using my platform in case I need to go in twice. So you already know, because I've told you before, that if you stamp with a Distress Oxide, they are water based. So sometimes you need to go in twice. Not always, but sometimes you do. And this is why I love this set of stamps, because you've got lovely little dinky ones here. Look, you've got the traditional size, you've got bigger, and you've got these lovely little dinky ones. And I think I'm just going to have, yeah, I'm just going to have With Love, because I like that. It covers everything. So pop that in the middle. I think it's the middle. We'll soon find out. I'm laughing at Hope on YouTube. Oh, look how beautiful that is. I don't even need to go in a second time. I love this font. I'm going to do some more with this font. So you've forewarned everybody, I'm going to do some more with this font. So if you haven't got these 2 yet, that one and that one, you'll want them by the time I bring the rest out. That's just so dainty. So I'll let that dry because I've used the oxide. So now we can start building these layers up and putting this card together. This is going on foam tape and I'm on my second roll. So this is, I've used 5 meters already. Oops. That would have just annoyed me if I'd have left it. So I'm getting as close to the torn edge as I can, just so it keeps it sturdy. So these centre panels that I'm putting on now, they are edge to edge with the paper. So top to bottom borders are the same height. So I can do this vertically now. Well, I can, but I'm not. I'm going to stick to what I know works. Hidden message, yeah. So let's get this on. I know that that's the top because I put that extra tear in. I'm going to do this from above. I'm just trying to get the straight edges. So these two straight edges, top and bottom. That's going to annoy me. So let's get him pulled off. That's it. Thank you very much. Do as you're told. And then we'll build up the layers. So this is also going on foam tape, but that's going on glue. So let's pop that on first. How easy it is to do torn edges and just how lovely it looks. And that has gone a little bit over. I don't know how, but it has, because I measured it the same. I've taken that little bit off, look, a whisker. And then this, surprise, surprise, is going on, you guessed it, foam tape. Now you know why I get through so much foam tape. How long have we been? Hey, that's not bad. It's only an hour and 18. I thought this would take longer. Clearly not very good at measuring by eye. I was going to say something, but I won't. I'll refrain. Oh, I'm working on it, Lee. I'm working on it. Judy's birthday is not till April, and she doesn't get birthday money, so she'll be saving her own birthday money for February. Oh, you are good to me. Ben. Right, so let's just get this piece on as well. Oops. Sorry, you know I'm trying to be a bit precise. I can honestly tell you that this looks amazing. Look at that. I hope you can see just how fab that looks. on the camera because it's really difficult. It's like when I take photos. When I take photos of cards, you can never capture all the detail. Right, so I'm going to glitter one of these edges now. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it with my finger. So I'm doing this with my finger. I should have done this before I put the layer on, because I don't want loads of glitter on there. And I just want it on the frayed bits. So learn from my mistake. I should have glittered that first. And I'm just doing this with Diamond Dazzle. I would have done it with my mixture, but I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can find the pot. I put it safe, and now I can't find it. Have you ever done that? Put things in a safe space and then not been able to find them? I did that with this glitter. I created a new glitter from mixing Moon Dust and Diamond Dazzle together, and now I can't find it. So let's just see if that glues. No, it's dried up. It's dried up too quickly. I'm going to have to do it with the old way. I mean, it still looks fab, but I was trying not to cover the torn bit. But you know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Just a bit. Regardless, it still looks beautiful. So while I'm doing that, I'm just going to do the other edge. I'm not going on the paper edge, I'm going on the next one down. Oops. I'm literally using the layer above as my guide. That's handy. And I'm so glad now at this stage that I didn't put the pink card on. So I was right to change my mind. So nearly done with the glittering, and then we'll get on with the flowers, because hopefully they are dry now. How pretty is that? So let's pop that to one side, just leave that to settle for a minute. And I'll bring the flowers up. Let's just see if it's spray glue somewhere safe. I can't find it now. Yeah, it'll bug me because it's gorgeous. So just so you know what I did, I must have open up my camera as well. Just so you know what I did, in case you've not seen the video on YouTube, I created a mixture of these two, Diamond Dazzle and Moon Dust. And the Moon Dust, if you haven't got Moon Dust, please just treat yourself to a pack, because it's not silver. It's clear, so it's like Diamond Dazzle, clear, but it's got tiny flecks of silver in it, and it's really classy. And that's why I wanted to use the one that I've mixed, because it would have gone really well with the papers. Anyway, let's see if our flowers are dry. Look at these little beauties. Oh. So they're for this side. It is a different grey, but I think we'll get away with it. Yeah, it's not too bad. I was gonna see if I can find that glitter pot, because it's going to annoy me. I won't be a second, I'm just looking. I know I've put it somewhere safe. No, it's not there. Well, I don't know where I've put that, everybody. But now when I do find it, and I will find it, when I do find it, I will show you. So it is a slightly different grey, but it will be fine. It will be fine. So let's get these flowers put together. So that's for that side, that's for this side. And I'm bending these. Shall I bend them in or back? Let's go back for a change. So I'm bending these petals back. Just for a change. These are the Shabby blossoms that I'm using today, and I'm literally just poking my finger in and bending each one back. Just gives you a different look. Quickest thing in the world. Almost the quickest thing in the world. So I've created flowers for both sides of this card. So we've got that beautiful frame with the greyboard, and I didn't want to cover the lovely fleur-de-lis detailing at the top, which is why I opted for doing the flowers side by side. If you can't do this with your fingers, by the way, just use your tweezers. So they're individuals. It does help because the flowers have all got the debossing in. So it does make it a little bit easier. I'm going to do this one with my tweezers. Because it's smaller. So I'll make the flowers for one side, and then I'll make the flowers for the other side. And although this is the wrong grey, we've not quite got 50 shades of grey, but we have got 2. It should still work. If it doesn't, you'll never see this card again. Let's just see if it does. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? Right, so quickly shape these and stick them together. Oh, that's just so lovely. Dimensional flowers. And then the stamen is for the middle of that one. And I've only put a stamen in the largest flowers, just to make it different in the middle. So this won't take long. Anyway, are you all ready for you know what? That's coming up in a couple of weeks. I've just spotted that we've had a load of spams again on YouTube. And I don't know why, because we never get that. So I'm going to have to look into it. So we're having ice diamond gems in this. So just the plain ice diamond. So just bear with me while I do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, of course. So there are actually 14 flowers on this card. That's not bad, is it? It's not too bad. So I'm popping the gem in and pushing it down in the centre. And you know I find that easier with my flat nose tweezers. Still making cards, 68 more poinsettias to cut out. Oh, I must have missed something. Yeah, only 14 flowers on this card. Which actually, some of them are doubled up. There might actually be more than 14 when... Oh, I'm back on Create and Craft next Friday, by the way. Friday at 1 and... Next Friday at 1 and 5. It's not anything new. I'm not doing anything new this side of Christmas. But there are some fab deals. So if you missed out on anything from that last show I did on Craft Extra, some of those will be back. And I've also added some more products to the sale too. Margaret's only made one Christmas card. I made any apart from the ones I've made with you. So nearly done, nearly done. I'm just using the tweezers for the small flowers, it's easier. And then I've got to go shopping. I don't want to go shopping. I don't like going shopping. Not food shopping anyway. Right, so nearly done, and then we can start putting this together. Right, here we go. It doesn't take me long to put flowers together. Surprise, surprise. I love these flowers. They're beautiful. Even if they are the wrong shade of grey. So just the gems to do. And then we can put this card together. I'll keep them to the other side so I don't get them mixed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See, I'm too fussy, Judy. Judy's just saying food shopping doesn't bother her now. She has it delivered. But I like to. I don't like going, but I like to see what we're getting. And the last one. Oops, I must have missed that one. Right, here we go. So now we're on the fun part, assembly. So we've got the frame to go on first, and the frame is going on with glue gel. Oh, what did I tell you? Look, right at the beginning, I've had 2 mouthfuls and now it's cold. Right, here we go. So I'm not putting loads of the glue gel on, just enough to lift it off the page a little bit. And that's really just because I want the trellis to be off the background. And remember, the sides I can use a little bit more because the flowers are going to cover most of the edge up. So here we go. just put these in order. The big one, little one, little one. So the flowers are going on first, and then I'll tuck the foliage underneath. And I haven't glittered the flowers, but that doesn't mean by the next time you see it they won't have glitter on. And I can't wait till this tube of glue gel is finished with, because there's a bit dried in the end and it's making it come out funny. Actually, you know what? I've just changed my mind. I'm going to make them higher. I want that one to be flat on the edge. That's it. That's better. Here we go, here we go. This is my favourite bit, as you know. Look at this bloody tube of pen flare. But you know what? I'm going to do it straight on. So I'm just angling the big flowers are higher. I'm just angling the other ones so that they're facing, I'll try and show you in a second, so that they're facing out, look. Does that make sense? And now we're going to get some of these leaves on. So I've got loads and loads and loads of the succulent foliage, and normally I would shape these and glitter them, and I haven't this time. I've purposefully left them just white. Whether I put glitter on later is another matter. Because you know what I'm like, I do tend to add the glitter after the fact. But I thought it might be nice, just for a change, to have them plain white, and it ties in with the plain white layers. So the plain white layers of the card look, and it also means you get to see all that lovely debossing. So I am just shaping them a little bit. I'm just by hand, not using the ball tool. And then the last one at the bottom. Okay, so then with the other two, look, I'm just going to snip the bottom leaves off. So the bottom two leaves are getting snipped off. and they're going to go in the opposite direction. So there might not be any glitter, but there's plenty of foliage. And then the little flowers are covering that up. I'll bring it in so you can see it properly in a minute. Just got to bear with me while I just do the faffy bits. Do you know what? Do you know what Caroline? Caroline's saying on YouTube I should put some ice cream in and call it a frappe, but I actually like frappe, so I should just make one of them. I don't mind cold coffee, but I do like a hot one. Last few bits, we're nearly done. So you know me well enough to know that hang on, I'm just putting that in the right place. And then 2 flowers. To know that I can't have gaps in the foliage. So these little gaps here are where the fronds are going, and I planned it that way. Yeah, slow but sure. Sentiment is going to have glitter on it. I'll do that last. So these little fronds, look, are now getting tucked in the gaps. And remember, we've got silver fronds because we painted them. And I've got 1 in each direction for each side. This is why I favour the glue gel. So it weighs a ton. This card weighs about 3 stone. Actually, it doesn't. It's quite light. Get in, thank you very much. Nearly done, we are nearly done. Yeah, happy with that. I've got 5 little ones. Which I knew. I'm just going to glitter the edge of the sentiment. I might not put that butterfly on, I'll see. So I'm just going to go around the edge. I'm just going to go around the edge with the Diamond Dazzle. I remember we've used the Elegant Eyelets. I don't know why I don't use it as much as the double deboss, because the Elegant Eyelets are actually a nicer circle. Because you've got circles within circles. So now let's get some of this. Does anybody want this dodgy tube of glue gel before I sling it? That's going straight in the middle. And then last but not least, we're on the last few little flowers. And they're just filler inners. And then I'll decide if it needs the butterfly. I don't think it does, to be fair, but it might still go on. I'm not very patient with the glue gel. I love it, as you know, but I'm not very patient with it. So these little flowers look are just for flower towers. Flower tower. Flower tower. And I'm not putting that on. Colours are fab. The grey's not quite what I thought it was going to be fair. So if I was making this card again, I wouldn't be using the hickory smoke. I would be making my flowers from one of the other papers from the paper pack. And I think I'm going to stop there, because I don't think there's much room left on this card. And there we have it. I'm going to stop there, and I'll bring it in and show you all the little details, because the grey is not the right grey for this paper. The papers are more of a warm grey, and the hickory smoke has ended up being a bit lavendery. Doesn't look as bad on your screen as it does in real life to me. So I'll just bring that in and show you from top to bottom. So remember, it's a massive card, it's 10 by 8. There's loads of dimension going on with this. Loads of texture, loads of dimension. But it's a very, very pretty card. Yeah. Yeah, I love these fronds. I love the succulent foliage because I like the detail in the veins look. So the succulent foliage is fabulous for the detail, which is why it doesn't always need the glitter on. The silver paint on the greyboard looks beautiful. The silver paint on the floaty fronds looks gorgeous. There is a link to everything that I've used, I think, more or less, in the description. So it's quick for you to get to everything. So I'm going to stop there, because I'll end up spoiling it. We're going to do the little giveaway now, and I'm going to do a little giveaway of one of the one of the DL tray sheet stamps, so they're worth 13 quid. So I'm going to choose one person. You're only going to get one, don't get too giddy, but I don't know which one, which is why I'm showing you all four. So I'll choose a winner from Facebook, a random name. I'll scroll through the comments, and I'll do the same on YouTube. So before I forget, the name that gets drawn on YouTube, I can't notify you after the live has finished. So you'll need to get in touch with me on the Sentimentally Yours Facebook page and leave me your address details. You can't go back into a live chat. You can't go back into a live chat after to add comments. I tried it last time. So I'll do the YouTube first. So I think the lady that's going to win is Sexy Photo of Me. She's left lots of comments. She's left us lots of comments today on YouTube. Oh dear. Right, no, seriously, let's choose the winner from the YouTube. So I'm just scrolling through all the comments, and I'll see where it stops, and wherever it stops is the winner. So the winner of today's card is Gwen Hopkins. Not card. One of the stamps is Gwen Hopkinson. So the mouse has stopped on your name, Gwen, on YouTube. So can you message me on the Facebook page, Sentimentally Yours Facebook page, please, with your address details, etc., and just tell us that you've won one of the DL stamps. So congratulations, Gwen, on YouTube. And then over to Facebook. Let's see if we can choose a winner on Facebook. Facebook is still not playing nicely for me on the computer, so let's do it on the app. So Facebook are the blue comments. So scroll. So the winner of one of the stamps from Facebook is Josephine Snee. It stopped on your name, Josephine. So congratulations, Josephine. If you can send me an inbox message with your name and address, please, and just tell me that you've won one of the DL stamps, and the girls at the shop will get them posted off to you next week. So thank you very much, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please remember to follow my Sentimentally Yours Facebook page if you haven't already, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is, there are links all over Facebook, and obviously if you're watching on YouTube, you've already got a link. So it's the same name for my Facebook group. So if you're not a member of our Facebook group, please just search on Facebook for Crafting with Phill Martin and Sentimentally Yours and ask to join the group. So thank you very much, everybody. I shall see you next weekend. I don't actually know whether I'll be doing one on Saturday because I'm on TV on Friday. So just keep an eye out on social media, and I'll keep you updated as to what's happening. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully you've enjoyed that and you've learned something new. I think we've made a really rather fabulous, massive 10x8 card. And I shall see you online or next week. So thanks, everybody. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.